Hello everybody. Welcome to this group. Let me make sure my thing here says that I'm live to make sure I'm not talking to myself like I have done in the past few minutes. Yes, okay, it's live. Okay, hello. I am here. Thank you for those of you who are also here. And if you're watching the replay also, please comment below. Let me know that you've seen it. Let me know if you have any insights, any questions. So, those of you that are brand new to the trainings and to the group, welcome. Today we're gonna go over the fourth shift that I talk about in my masterclass on how to create and design a sacred home from your own interior, the essence of who you are. And so this is a very, very beautiful shift, number 4, which is all about engaging all of your senses to manifest a positive sacred home. Now, there's a couple things that I want to say about that. This shift is really one of my favorites because it makes a lot of the sense of sacredness tangible in terms of seeing it, touching it, smelling it, tasting it, all different ways in which we engage the senses. And so it's a really fun way to decorate your home, and it's a really fun way to use your decorations to anchor you into your visions, into your values, into your hopes, and to become reminders that help you stay on track, to help you stay on track in terms of who you are wanting to be and what you're doing. One of the things that we talk a lot about in terms of the sacred home is reverence. And to me, that's one of my favorite words ever. You might hear me say that often because to me, being reverent with your home is not based on being neurotic or being compulsive or OCD, and it's not also related to taking extreme good care of your things or anything like that. It's really more about a sense of presence. It's about a sense of beingness with each and every single aspect of your home, every single task that you do, every single chore, every single room that you decorate or design. And when we create spaces that have intention, that have meaning, and that have a connection to our inner space, then the reverence naturally comes. You don't have to fake it, you don't have to pretend it. It just gives you like this sense of of beauty, of appreciation. And this is not to be confused with these sort of positivity epidemic, and also not to be confused with searching for fulfillment or for contentment or happiness outside of you with things, with material things, right? It's none of that. For me, these material things, these decorating items, these things, which I'm actually going to show you a few of the ones that I personally use, it's really about just creating that visual or tactile or whatever sense it's engaging to create that reminder and recreate these sort of connections and almost like brain patterns within yourself that keep you accountable and that keep you moving in the direction that you want to go, as opposed to reverting back into old patterns and old ways of being, of complaining or being overwhelmed by simple tasks or being irritated, being negative, all kinds of crazy things that we are very, very good at doing. And I hope I'm not alone in that. So that being said, I just wanted to, clarify that when I talk about having a positive home, right, a positive sacred home, it's not that everything's gonna be all peace and harmony and joy and like no issues at all. It isn't that at all. As a matter of fact, when I talk about engaging your senses when you're decorating, it's to be able to do the opposite. It's to be able to not do the opposite, but to be able to complement you and shift you into more positive patterns from the moment you realize you're entering this negative pattern. And that takes time, that takes awareness, it takes work, and it takes presence. But if it becomes part of your lifestyle and it becomes part of your day-to-day, then they start really clicking in, and before you know it, you need very simple rituals to shift your own energy, to shift your own mindset, and to accomplish things in a much more peaceful and effortless way, and then to allow yourself to open up to the beauty that comes with the simplicity of doing very, very mundane things like washing the dishes or watching your kids play or cooking, or all these different things that are really what make your house a home. And so I'm going to turn around here and see if I can read these comments. Great topic. Do you mind flipping your camera? Yes, thank you. That's what I was trying to check earlier, and I wasn't sure if it was working or not. I'm so glad, Elena, that you told me this. So let me make sure that I can get this thing on here. Okay, awesome. That's much better. I might have to hold it because my little stand isn't working. So thank you so much. That's what I wanted to make sure that was working good. So that being said, these things that I'm talking about are very, very simple. A lot of things could be things that you already have, and others might be things that are brand new for you. But I want you to just sort of get a sense on why all of everyone's favorite things in the world, which I call knickknacks, are meant, first of all, I'm going to give you some insight into our academy. First of all, those knickknacks are meant to be the last layer of your design. This is usually the first area people start decorating with or designing with. It's with their decoration and with all the little knickknacks and all the little trinkets that we love and the little quotes and the home sweet home things, which are fine. But just so you know, that is a very, very last layer of design so that your space can look proportionate to scale, etc. That being said, if you have reached that point, or if you're just trying to get yourself started into more meaningful decor and you're not maybe fully yet ready to completely design your space, then 2 rules of thumb I use. 1 is less is more, and 2, meaning is more important, okay? So less is more and meaning is more important. One of the things I'm going to show you are simple ways in which I do my day-to-day tasks and in which I teach my students and my clients to use so that they can help their senses sort of create reminders of what they want, or to shift their mind from where they're at into a different space where they're a little bit more positive, a little bit more clear, and all without having to stop for meditation or stop for any of the other beautiful tools that I also teach you guys, but so that you can continue doing your work in a simpler way and in a more meaningful way. So one of the things I really love that is very, very simple is candles. So everybody loves candles. This is one of my favorite candles. And it's actually a little tea light. I got these from Sugar Boo. So this candle holder here, first of all, is all made out of crystals. And I'm going to talk a little bit about crystals in a moment. But candles in general, and this one, like I was saying, is really nice because it's an organic candle. It's all made out of soy base, and it has natural essential oils that are frankincense and cedar. So they're very, very beautiful smells. One of my favorites is frankincense. Candles are a big part of decorating your home in a sacred way. One, they contribute to your health or lack of health. Candles are highly, highly toxic when they are full of fragrances and all kinds of chemicals. So really be aware of the kinds of candles that you buy. Make sure that they are made out of natural beeswax or soy, and that they are only smelling from, the smell only comes from natural essential oils and not perfumes, etc. So that's a little tip. And if you get even more excited, you can make your own, and it's fun. So how do I use candles to create a more sacred space within my home? One of the ways I love using it is for dinner time, before I serve dinner or as my children are helping me set the table on a good day, I'll light a candle. And you know, most of the time we'll bless our food when we sit at the table. And lighting a candle, sometimes even if we don't bless our food, because sometimes we might not for different reasons, but just lighting a candle sort of sets the reverent tone for dinner. So this is also something that I like to do when I catch myself being worried, when I catch myself maybe doing things that are a little bit more scattered than I want to, as I'm putting the dishes away or maybe paying some bills or whatever, and then worry comes up. I might choose at that moment to shift my worry into devotion and into a little prayer. So I might just turn a candle and maybe think, you know, a verse or a mantra or whatever comes up. And sometimes simply the action of shifting the mindset just from lighting the candle sort of creates a little bit more peace within my mind. It's a quick little reminder of, I know I'm well, I know everything will be fine, don't need to worry. So that's candles as one little decor item that you can use. And then the other thing could be oils. I talk about oils often. And this is a really yummy oil. It's actually one that I use for children. And it's called Aoi from Young Living. If anybody's interested in oils, I do have sources to get these oils from, so let me know. But this one in particular is really nice when kids get hurt. So if my little one, you know, bumps her knee or scrapes her knee or something like that, I can grab the oil, you know, and really just bring in this nourishing smell, this nourishing essence to her as I'm helping her either clean her wound or put some ice or whatever it is. But I rub a little bit in my palms and just have her smell it so that she can breathe, so she can calm down a little bit. And I imagine, hopefully I'll get some feedback on this experiment in a few years from now, but I imagine it creating like a cognition and a memory in her brain where maybe later on in life when she smells something that is inside this oil, which I can't remember right now what's in it. And of course, I'm holding the phone with my hands, so I can't really peel this thing to see. But I imagine her maybe smelling it and it triggering this memory of when I got her, my mom would use this oil kind of a thing. I don't know. I like to think that it might work. Yeah, so this one, for example, has Melaleuca and it has, oh boy, if I could read these things. They're a little small. Tea tree oil. It has a little bit of lavender. And it has a bunch of others that I cannot pronounce, not because they're chemicals, but because they are like the original flower names. And anyhow, they're very hard to read, but it smells amazing and my kids love it. So that's that. Using it to shift sort of this pain or fearful thought, and not to suppress it and not to ignore it, but just to bring a little bit of nurturing to the moment. The other thing I really like for shifting negativity is sage. Some of you may know this thing already and have seen it maybe a few times on Instagram, or maybe some of the decorating stores now are carrying it. It's essentially a plant, and they sell it loose like this, or they sell smudge sticks as well. In Sacred Interiors Academy, we learn all about rituals and how to use them properly and all that. But one of the things I like to use it for is when I come home from a long day at work or a long day out on the street, to just sort of start fresh and cleanse my energy and just sort of create this fresh environment from me coming into the home. And all we have to do is light it up. So you just light it up, blow it, and then some smoke comes up. There's a beautiful blessing that we use in Sacred Interiors for it. You can find a bunch of them everywhere. But essentially, it's a sacred plant that repels negativity and sort of cleanses the space. It's also antibacterial, so I love it to keep my house sort of clean in more ways than just energetic. I also love it in the bathroom. So when my kids go to the bathroom or when my cat goes to the bathroom, I turn it on, and it's a way to just sort of keep the smell a little bit cleaner. On the smudge stick, you can just light up the same way, and then you can just either turn it off in a little bit of water or just lightly press it on a bowl. And I keep this in this very pretty silver bowl, and I keep it in my living room table. Sometimes I have it by the kitchen. Different areas. I actually move it around quite often, but it's kind of a way of catching myself. When I catch myself and I'm thinking about a lot of different negative things, I can just turn it on and sort of have this moment to breathe and shift the space. And by now my kids kind of have a sense of, oh, she's creating a little shift here. So it's cute. Another thing of engaging other types of senses and also creating reminders is crystals. So crystals, also something that we might have gotten very trendy with lately. A lot of different decor homes and decor magazines and all kinds of Facebook ads about it. But these crystals are from nature, right? They come from nature, and they have very special properties and qualities of all kinds of different healing properties that different crystals hold. Essentially what I use them for is, as I decorate, is to create intentions for myself, for my family, and to balance different areas within the home, which we'll talk about more in a different training, energy areas of prosperity, of health, of career, romance, all these different areas within the home. And so they look great on your coffee table, on your nightstand, in your kitchen counter. You can pretty much place them anywhere. I keep them in a lot of different places, and there's different types and sizes. These are other types of crystals that I like to use, and I like to hold them together with ribbon like this, just to sort of add a twist of color that might go with other pillows I have in the area or sofa or whatnot. And they're very, very beautiful. They're heavy and they shimmer. You can also cleanse them with salt water, sea salt, and place them under the full moon to charge. And so they hold a lot of energetic power and make the house look so, so beautiful. And oftentimes when I take the time to sit with it and meditate and really just sort of put like my prayer, my intention on it, and then I place it in whatever room, if I'm feeling afraid or sad or overwhelmed or whatever, sometimes all I need to shift that is to have a look at the crystal. Like I'm walking by and picking something up, and then I see it, and it just sort of reminds me to stop and breathe and center myself before I keep going. So love, love, love crystals. There's all kinds of decoration items with them. Bookends, one of you guys that are in this group posted about some beautiful amethyst bookends you found. There's all kinds of coasters, cutting boards with inlaid crystals in them. There's knobs for your furniture, for your armoire. Maybe if you have an old piece and you want to replace the hardware on it, there's different places that offer beautiful crystal knobs that are not that expensive. They're pretty affordable sometimes. What other things are there with crystals? Mirrors, lamps, beautiful salt lamps, or quartz lamps that have a little bulb inside and make the crystal shine really beautifully. So you can be as creative as you want with that. And then a couple of other things I wanted to show you was, as far as sound, a lot of people ask me as far as sound in design. And there's two things I say for that. One is remembering that a sacred home is a lifestyle. It's not a one-stop thing that you hire me for and I do for you. It's not how it works. Having a sacred home is a lifestyle. You have to choose to commit over and over and over and over again to creating a sacred home. Why? Because most of us are wired to not have all these conscious actions and all these conscious thoughts within our home, and we're trained to see things in a much more shallow way. And so the Sacred Interiors approach is deeper, and the tools that we learn in the academy are meant to sustain those shifts and that transformation so that it can become your lifestyle. And that's where we thrive. It's where we have better relationships where we have more memories, where we have all those beautiful things that we accomplish when we open up our mind and we open up our heart to learn this different way to design your home from the inside out. So sound is something that I get asked a lot of questions about. And and sound can be brought in many different ways. Two of my favorite ways are through music. Mantras, like different Kundalini yoga mantras that I use, or different types of high vibrational music, essentially music that has a meaningful message, meaningful lyrics, soothing music. Sometimes it can be exciting, sort of upbeat music, but with good lyrics that are uplifting and empowering. And that's a good way to create a shift within the home right away. And then something I love for kiddos and also even for elder people, my grandparents love this kind of thing. I remember them really always playing it when they're sitting by the sofa or by the coffee table. And so this is a little lyre, and it has a different name in the Waldorf world, the German world. I don't know what it's called. I mean, I do, but I don't know how to say it. The point being is it makes a beautiful sound. My kids use this for storytelling all the time, and it reminds me of my grandparents a lot because they love it. And all I do is I place it on the coffee table or the little side tables, and it's like you can't help yourself but play it. And this is what it sounds like. I hope it sounds as good on camera than it does as it does in real life. So you can make all kinds of melodies with it, and as you can see, it sort of already makes my voice kind of soften. Simple, but it can be so soothing, and it kind of just helps you slow down, helps you stop your pace a little bit more, or slow your pace a little bit more, and kind of catch your breath. So that's the other piece of sound in terms of engaging your senses. And then another very straightforward way that I love, and I'm gonna do this here, is using all kinds of different oracle cards. This deck is one that I like to keep in my coffee table. Sometimes I choose these decks for different reasons. Sometimes I choose them for the color of the box. I know. That's kind of where my design aspect kicks in a little bit, interior design, where I want the color of the box to go along with other colors I have in the room. But other times I just choose them for the meaning of them and the messages, of course. They're always positive and always coming from love. And then other times I just place them in cute little wooden boxes or crystal boxes where I keep them tucked in, but I have access to them at any surface. And these oracle cards particularly are called the Power of Love. And they're basically empowering messages of love. My kids adore these cards. And my friends, when they come over, I have several of them that always ask me to pull out my cards. You guys know who you are if you're in this group, which I know some of you are. So the oracle cards of love, the Power of Love, are basically a spread of cards like this. And each has a different message. And so I just kind of spread them out, take a breath or so, and pick one. And sometimes I might ask a question about what I might be going through, or I just randomly pick one. And it's just a quick little efficient way to get a meaningful message to uplift me and to shift my mindset. Again, a lifestyle, a simple little things you can use to decorate after you follow the correct process to design, to just create that sacred space and engage your senses. So I'm going to actually choose a message for you guys. And this is what it says. Detachment. You are releasing old patterns and ideas that no longer serve your highest ideals of love. Wow. That's the message. You are releasing old patterns and ideas that no longer serve your highest ideals of love. And sometimes it makes me ponder on more and deeper, takes me deeper into, going through what it is that I am going through at the moment. And then it usually comes with a little booklet where you can go deeper into the meaning of the card. And because I'm not in a rush, and I hope you're not in a rush, I am going to read it for you, because what do you know? Maybe this applies to you as much as it might apply to me. As an evolving soul, you are coming ever closer to utilizing love in all the many facets of your being. When you can release past situations and hurts, you are not only giving yourself the freedom to progress on your path, but you are also liberating the other souls involved. By disengaging, you are letting the universe take away uncertainty, doubt, and regret. And when those negative emotions are gone, you have the power to replace them with hope, belief, and contentment. Detaching also assists in bringing you back to your center and creates a sense of calm and stillness. By being in the state of equilibrium, you are not making an admission of failure or giving in. This attitude is one of common sense and open-mindedness. In this state, it makes it much easier to evaluate life objectively with the realization that you are in charge of your own choices and destiny. On a daily basis, the universe will test you in order to bring you or force you to a neutral state in all things. When you are truly in this space, the everyday occurrences that you label good or bad don't have the impact they normally would, because your mind is balanced and at peace. Remember, dear one, you don't own any of it. You are just borrowing it for a short time. Wow, that's really pretty. And really very much related to the sacred home and detaching ourselves from our idea of what a pretty home looks like. Many ideas of what beauty around us signifies, and many preconceived ideas of how we might not be creative, not able to have a beautiful put together space, and all of that. So I hope that this was helpful. I hope that this was meaningful for you. Sorry about the beginning of the video being loop-sided, but I hope that any of these little tips that I share with you today as far as engaging your senses come as helpful for you to shift your mindset, shift your attitude, and create a more reverent, sacred home for you, for your loved ones, for your family, for your friends, and for the whole world. Because when you're at peace at home, you can share that peace outside of the home as well. So take care. Thank you for watching. Again, let me know that you saw this video and ask me any questions. I'm happy to help. If you haven't checked out the masterclass, please do so. We talk about the importance of all these shifts and what they mean and what they are. And the link for that is going to be in the comments below, sacredinteriorsacademy.com. And if you want to have a chat with me to have a breakthrough session about your home, they're free, and you can book them at sacredinteriorsacademy.com/apply. And I can spend 45 minutes to an hour chatting with you for free, no sales pitch, none of that. Really just a meaningful time going through what works for your home, what doesn't work in your home and in your lifestyle, and what we could do about it. So check it out. I hope you guys have an awesome, awesome day. Take care. Sat Nam.